Okay, let us begin with the question paper revision of 2018 university question paper. So, with reference to this work, yes, of course, I have shared the question paper with you people long before, and let us start doing the revision session of the same question paper. And here, with 2 marks questions, yes, it's almost about e-commerce. Yes, basically, instead of asking the question of define e-commerce, they have raised a question: what is e-commerce? Absolutely, it's almost like a meaning of a student what he would like to give the explanation. Yes, it is one of the electronic platform where we can go for doing your business activities with the help of internet, with any of the electronic means of conducting business. And second question is about name any four examples of B2B. It's business to business. Yes, there are many of the platforms are available at present. Alibaba, IndiaMart, Trade India, Amazon. Yeah. These are all the a few examples. Probably you can go for naming furthermore, Flipkart, many more, a number. You can add it up. And the third question is about firewall. Yes, basically, a firewall is going to be one of the system design software where which is going to prevent unauthorized access of any of the private network. See what exactly this unauthorized access is all about. See, when you are going to start finding out a kind of unauthorized access from any other person, one who is willing to join your group or else your accessibility of a system, then probably they may go for injecting any kind of virus, correct? So we need to protect our system. That's the reason we would like to make use of a firewall. And also you can call this as a antivirus. And the fourth point is about digital wallet or e-wallet. Yes, of course, it's almost such like we do have UPI payments currently. So even apart from that, we do have digital wallets also, where probably in case if you are user of Airtel wallet is available. If you do make use of any kind of Paytm wallet is available, probably PhonePe wallet is available, correct? So they are acting as like a bankers where they would like to collect your amount and keep it in their wallet, and of course you can make it utilize at any moment of time with the help of that particular mode of e-commerce activity. So the next thing is about is B2B marketing. It's into B2B marketing activities. Yes, of course, it's almost just like a description of a commerce transaction, e-commerce transaction, where business to business activities need to be taken place. Okay, so when you are going to sell it off your product to other company, okay, that's going to be B2B, business to business. I have given an example of Intel selling processor. They are going to sell it off their microprocessor to Dell, where Intel can be used as a microprocessor. Okay, so probably Windows is going to sell their operating system. Currently, most of us we do use Windows operating system. Okay, Windows is going to sell their operating system to any of the companies who are all producing maybe desktop computers, correct? So is HP, they're all going to buy that operating system from Windows. That's also to be considered as a B2B, correct? So even the next point is about web browser. Yes, of course. Basically, it is one of the interface. Yes, when you are going to handle or tackle with respect to the software application to identify any kind of observational note, as like maybe searching of information, maybe putting up or also fixing any kind of activities into your website, everything is going to take place with the help of web browser. Okay, so basically that user and the web server, we need to have one of the common interface. That common interface can be called as a web browser. Okay, so this may be any of the website, any of the search engine, anything can be acting as like an interface between user and web server. That will be considered as web browser. Okay, so the next thing, we will move on to 6 mark questions. Yeah, basically the first 6 mark question is into 2018 question paper, is about what are the advantages and disadvantages of e-business to buyers. Yes, a few of the advantages and disadvantages I have mentioned here. Advantage, first advantage is like no geographic limitations. Location limitations are not there. Okay, so you can extend it wherever internet can be accessed. I hope you're understanding the theme clearly. Maybe if you're going to feel that, sir, I do not have any kind of e-business platform into my locality. Yes, need not to be. Okay, it is not necessary that Amazon company should be from India. Need not to be. If they do have their business activities in India and the Indian government has allowed them, and of course you are using internet, correct? So you can go for downloading their application. You can go for start doing your business activity. I hope you're understanding. You're realizing the fact here, correct? So no geographic limitations. Second thing is about savings. Yes, of course, savings is one of the highlighted note. It's almost just like where people they do get a better amount of savings, because these people who are all the vendors of e-business, they're going to buy from producers directly, and probably most of the time what they are going to buy, that only warehouse cost and distribution cost is going to get included. Okay, there are no other intermediaries associated here. So with reference to that particular activity, yes, of course, savings is going to take place, because that much of offer discounts can be given by e-business. And the third point is about 24 bar 7. Yes, of course, 24 bar 7 into 365 days, completely we can make use of this particular e-business activity. And yes, products and services. Yeah, huge varieties we can go for putting up in one particular platform, because ultimately these people are the vendors and they are buying numerous amount of products from the producers, and they are going to keep it online. Okay, so all the amount of quantum of goods and services can be availed with the available customers. That will be quite easier. Okay, that's one of the advantageous point where we can go for making use of this particular point, as like huge varieties can be introduced. And yes, of course, least capital required. Yes, we can go for making any kind of a platform. I'm not keeping it mandatory as such, like you need to have a B2C only. It is mandatory, is not correct. So whenever the amount of requirement are going to get raised, you can go for looking forward, you can do the projections for that particular tenure of 1 week, fortnight, month period of the time. You can go for buying it and keeping it into your online store, and you can go for rushing up for selling very easily. Okay, so yes, capital requirement is not so much required, and it has certain disadvantages. Yes, the first point is about probably we may not able to look forward into the product physically. Okay, we cannot touch, we cannot look forward into the quality of the product. It is packed, and we are buying it furthermore. You're understanding the theme clearly here. Yes, most of us are habituated of buying the products physically from the stores by looking into the quality of the products. Okay, so where probably changing the perception of consumers is a little bit difficult. Even about cybersecurity problems. People who are all using your application, that may be into the mobile phone or else personal computers, it is very much sure that most of the time, in case if any of the hackers are going to hack your software, your application, and if they are going to hack client's computer, correct, these are all the amount of possibilities. I'm not telling that definitely it is going to get happen. Okay, these are all the possibilities which may get happen. Okay, it is very much sure that yes, cybersecurity problems are quite common when we are going to use these kind of applications into e-business model. And finally, about quality issues also. Yes, of course, as I have discussed with you people earlier, that most of we Indians, we do have a habituated kind of nature that would like to buy the products physically from the store by checking up the quality personally. Okay, yes, of course, quality issues are going to be the biggest question where sometime in case of the old products are going to be supplied, correct? Then it's going to be a biggest question mark, acting as like a disadvantage. Yeah, thank you. So as of now, we people have discussed five 2 marks questions and one 6 marks question. Okay, thank you.